There we go. All right. Joshua has a question. Hey, JT, are there certain writing strategies one should utilize in the LinkedIn post to garner more impressions, recruiter traction? Yes, most definitely. Absolutely. Great question, Joshua. So, one of the biggest mistakes people are making on LinkedIn is they're treating it like Facebook or TikTok. They're trying to be, funny, insightful, wisdom. It's not what people are interested in. The reason that you're on LinkedIn is to get visible to the people that can hire you or want your services, depending on how you want to monetize yourself. They don't want these quips about, here's what I learned when I went on a picnic with my friend, or here's what my 4-year-old today taught me about project life cycle. Like, it's not that kind of platform. So it's interesting because people are doing a lot of storytelling. The only kind of storytelling you should be doing is within the framework of business. The whole point of being on the platform is to validate and authenticate your knowledge. So in Work It Daily, when you join our program, we teach you what's called a content framework, and there are 5 major formats that are very successful. So we teach you how to build these 5 formats. And I'm going to tell you what the 5 formats are, okay? Obviously, storytelling is one of them, but storytelling through the lens of your work, okay? The second one is contrarian point of view or a hot take. So if the whole world's talking one way about something, but you with your knowledge know that you see it another way, you share that, right? The third is called industry observation. If you really know your craft, then you can see something happening in the industry and you can comment on it. The fourth is a listicle. Numbers do very well. So when you can say 4 steps to making this happen, or 7 ways to look at this, or 5 things you should remember about this, those types of pieces work well because people mentally know, okay, I'm going to learn 5 things. They're going to share 7 things and they look for them. Our brain attaches to that. Okay. And then the fifth form is called then versus now. So if you can show your progression in career and how your knowledge has shifted, you can say, 5 years ago, pre-pandemic, this is what it was like. Today in my business, this is what it's like then versus now. So again, to recap, storytelling is already very popular, but it needs to be through the right lens. It's contrarian point of view, industry observation, listicle, and then versus now. What we do inside Work It Daily when you join us is there's an entire course around that plus live sessions. So we're going to make sure that you are actually doing these the right way and putting them out there in a way that, one, is going to feed the algorithm correctly, because that LinkedIn algorithm is very, very important to your success. It's looking for relevancy and frequency. And so what we do is we're putting guardrails on the way that you create content. Work It Daily makes sure that by staying in these guardrails, you're going to get on the highway to success much faster. Way too many people are posting content on LinkedIn and they're saying, excuse me, they're saying, oh yeah, like I'm posting, it's not working. Yeah, because you're posting random stuff. There's no purpose, there's no focus, and it's not in the right format. So this is one of the things that makes us so successful in Work It Daily for our clients and helps them get up to speed quickly and visible faster. It's because we know exactly what works based on the LinkedIn algorithm, but also just what works in general, and we give you those frameworks. So I love that you asked that question. Thank you for asking that question. Yeah. Let's see. So let's see. Louise says, so would it make sense if I filmed quick videos answering typical interview questions or how I attack certain task responsibilities in a CMS role? Yes, Louise, it does. Like, one of the greatest things about doing video content is it will prepare you better for job interviews. So it's a big reason why we get people doing content first inside LinkedIn the right way, and then we have them graduate to video content. What I don't like is when people dive right into video content without first understanding content strategy for your industry and skill set. Because you just getting on, here's a lot of mistakes people make. You have a unique value add. You watched my training. You need to talk about yourself in a very specific way to convey that value. If you don't unlock your UVA, if you don't optimize for that UVA and learn how to talk about yourself and then do the content in the right way, recording those videos, you won't sound right. So, what I don't want you to do is just randomly do these videos and sound like the nice to have candidate, but not the must have candidate. There needs to be some thought and strategy that goes into what you're going to say in these videos. But yes, if you feel like you can handle that on your own and you've got a very clear framework and these videos can build on themselves and have consistency, because ultimately you want them watching one video, wanting to watch another video, another video, another video. So there needs to be some synergy around these videos. But what we teach you to do once you understand content strategy and you've customized your content is we then say, okay, here's how you do it on video. And then we show you how to do that. But yeah, the video is the Highest form of engagement on LinkedIn. If you eventually want lots of inbound recruiters contacting you, video, you will do video. And quite frankly, once you understand content framework, doing video is so much easier than writing because you can just turn on the camera, follow a proven process, record the video in your own authentic voice, and there you go, start to churn it out. I can show you client after client of Work It Daily who's now doing videos 1 to 2 times a day. And you're thinking, how's that possible? Because it's 10 videos a week and they can sit down now in 1 hour, bang them all out and schedule them. 1 hour a week. But every single day, they're what? They're feeding their brand, they're feeding their visibility. It's not hard. Once you know how to do this, once someone takes all the guesswork out for you, it becomes so basic that it's like a maintenance thing that you do once a week. But it just keeps on coming, right? Because you continue to make yourself visible. All right, let me bring this one up. Ron says, does the Work It Daily program help with job seekers who want to get a regular job again while trying to set up the side hustle? Yes, exactly. So the 7-day visibility jumpstart is designed for those people that are failing at job search, traditional job search, because it doesn't work anymore. Like we've stopped teaching that. I'm not going to look at another resume. I'm not going to sit here and try to teach people how to apply online. It doesn't work. What you need to learn is the 7-day visibility challenge, that jumpstart, so you get visible on LinkedIn. And so we can show you how to get the attention of the right recruiter. So we can show you how to back channel. And we have a whole career asset library that shows you how to do that. So we have a lot of people who join and say, all right, I know my job search is wrong because I haven't unlocked my UVA. I'm not doing LinkedIn correctly. So that's what we do with you first. Everyone goes through it first. I don't care what you're coming into link to us for. Everyone starts there. So if you're a job seeker right now, you would start with that. Our 7-day visibility challenge. Very quickly, you'd come to our sessions. Now you have a strategic way to go and get jobs. And that's not going to take you all day. So while you're working on getting the full-time job using our strategies that we're teaching you that are very efficient and effective, the great news is that same visibility that you're using to get impress an employer is the assets that you're building to use for when you want to build out a side hustle or monetize in other ways. You want to have that full-time job for right now, but what did we teach you this week? You don't only want that full-time job. So secure that. And now let's teach you how to monetize in other ways so that if this ever goes away, you're not without income. It's a step-by-step process, and that's what we teach you all along the way. Yeah. So the majority of people that come into Work It Daily first, I'd say 80% of them, because think about it, we have 3 levels: standard, premium, and elite. 80% of our customers are in standard and premium, learning how to get visible so that they can get recruiters contacting them, get a full-time job, and then start getting other forms of income. The top 20% go into the elite program with me who say, I want to not, I don't just want a full-time job. I want to do fractional. I want board seats. Like I want to do mega income opportunities, JT, and I need a brand to go with that. So then I'm working with them privately. That's what elite is for. But 80% of you are going to do just fine in our standard or our premium program. And the big difference between those is premium, you have a coach that you can email anytime. So you want them to look at your content, you want them to make sure you did everything right. That's what the premium solution does. Whereas the standard, you get access to the career library, you get to come to all the live sessions, you get all the templates and tools and resources, but you don't have the unlimited email support from the private coaches. That's the only difference. And you can upgrade between standard and premium. You can go up and down as you need to. But if you're in job search mode and you're like, I got to get the job, JT, and then I want to never be in this position again, standard or premium is for you. That's what we're going to take you through. Yeah. Let's show this one. My previous employer sponsored 3 months for WID, but I feel like it was lost with a late onboarding. Any way I can recoup any of that time? Was in the middle of doing my UVA before I got shut down. So Louise, unfortunately, we can't, because that was, paid for by your employer for a set period of time. But joining up right now at the standard membership and getting the additional bonuses like the video LinkedIn profile review and the UVA report, even if you join for a month, like where else for the cost of $1 a day are you going to be able to invest in yourself and get this stuff done, folks? You're not. There's nobody else teaching what we're teaching. Nobody else has the things that we've built, like the UVA report and some of the AI prompts and everything that we've built, our LinkedIn profile review, getting you optimized. No one's teaching this. So my question to you is it worth it for $1 a day for 1 month to get in here and just work with us? It will be. I know the answer to it. It will be. Yeah. All right. Does it make sense to advertise a skill in your skill set that you're just starting to learn as a beginner? So here's the thing, Ron. If it's a skill set that you're capable of doing, then include it, but you're going to have to be able to demonstrate how you've done it. So as long as you're willing to say, look, I'm on the newer side of this, then there's no reason why you can't list it. The way that you're going to prove your depth of knowledge in it, though, is the content that you create. Because anyone can say they're a pro at anything on their LinkedIn profile. But for you to be able to talk about your competency level in something should come from the way that you talk about it or write about it, hopefully video yourself about it on the LinkedIn feed. That's where they're going to believe you more. And that's why we want to. So we have a lot of people come in to work at Daily who want to switch careers or switch directions. Your resume can't do that for you. Your resume is a historical perspective of what you've done. So nobody's going to hire you for a job that if you're using your resume, they're not going to hire you if you don't have that exact job experience on there. But people are getting hired every day through LinkedIn by sharing what they know about a career or a job that they want to get into because the algorithm finds them. So yes, you can record it, but ideally you want to be able to back it up with the level of which you know and be talking about that pretty regularly in your feed so that you get visible for it. Does that make sense? Yeah. Cool. Okay. All right. It's good to see some of you on here. Again, I'm so sorry. Like the technical difficulty we've been having has been crazy, but I don't give up. We don't give up here. So we just kept going until we could find you and get you over here, which is good. And I'm going to stay on here for a while so that I can answer any and all questions you have. Look, folks, I have been at this. You saw the journey since 2001. For me to look at you all and say, I'm done teaching people, basic job search. I'm done teaching about a resume because I'm telling you, I'm in the recruiting world and that is all dying. Every single day, employers are like, we don't even read resumes anymore because they're all a bunch of lies. They're a bunch of fakes. All they want is people who are real. And the way they're finding them is on LinkedIn. LinkedIn is the number one search tool that companies are using. They're not posting jobs. They don't want 10,000 applicants. They're going and finding the people who are visible. This is why we are so gung-ho on this at Work It Daily. We've pivoted our entire business model. Think about that. I launched this platform part of the company. I was in private practice till 2007. I launched this company that you have today, 2008. So I want you to just think about how many years I've been doing job search career coaching, and we are pivoting an entire business model all in the last, since I launched the Pro Voice book in the agency in May, because I can see where it's going. If you want to survive, it's going to be so bad in 2026. There's so many more layoffs coming. Oracle just announced 10,000 before the end of the year. There's so many more job layoffs coming, and they're not recreating the same amount of jobs. So if you don't learn how to pivot, you will not survive this. It'll be ugly. And I don't mean to be doom and gloom. People need to know this. Like you have got to pivot and learn something new, right? If you were starving, okay, no food where you are right now, no food, would you just still sit there and expect that the food would come to you? No, you'd move. You'd go look for food someplace else. That is what's happening right now. You have got to build your voice and get visible because it's not working. Everyone's starving for jobs, and job boards are going to continue to be a famine. You've got to pivot. Yeah, you got to pivot. Yeah. Would building a portfolio help? This is a really interesting question. Okay, I love this question, Ron. Recruiters are not going to look at a portfolio until they've already decided that you're somebody they want to interview. So I see a ton of people waste all this time on a portfolio and do nothing in their LinkedIn feed. You don't need a portfolio, right? Because just putting your portfolio out there just makes it easier for them to say, oh, they're not a fit. You need to build a stream of content in LinkedIn that gets them contacting you and saying, do you have a portfolio? And you say, well, what kind of samples do you want to see? That's what you're trying to make happen. Big mistake people make. They waste hours and weeks on a portfolio that nobody sees. Yeah. Yeah. Hi, Susan. Susan says, my LinkedIn profile is not getting the eyes that I used to, so I know I need help. Does the type of membership I have matter? Are hashtags dead? Help me. Yeah, okay. So first of all, Susan, you should definitely go through and do some updating on your profile, particularly in your headline. So you may all, here's a little bonus tip that none of you know. When you update your LinkedIn headline, and when you do it the way we teach you with keywords, it increases your visibility and it rescans your whole profile for recruiters. So you immediately see a boost in visibility. You should be doing that every 2 weeks. So every 2 weeks, you should be going back into your LinkedIn profile headline and swapping out keywords related to the type of jobs you want. Again, this is a whole strategy we teach you inside Work It Daily. This is going to help you get rescanned. But the other thing, Susan, is I would want to see how much content you're producing. I mean, you should be posting at least once a day, ideally up to 2 times a week. And is it relevant to your skill set and the audience that you want? Also know that they are greatly de-emphasizing written content on LinkedIn and giving way more visibility to video content. LinkedIn wants to be the video TikTok for career. They are moving in that direction. I work with them personally. So people will say, oh, I get all these views or impressions on my written content, but no engagement, because the impressions aren't real. If you're in someone's feed and they scroll right past it, it counted as an impression when they didn't even read it. You've got to switch at some point, folks, to content that's more relevant, but also when you can video based. And so those are some things that I would have you look at for sure, Susan. The site says the Pro Voice sub will be limited. Is it cut off at a certain number or date? I'm trying to prioritize the expense. So it is the amount, the offer is limited, right? So the red block you're seeing is that we're not making that offer, the $399 in materials as a bonus. That's limited, right? And the discounts on the quarterly memberships are also limited. So you'll get an email reminder later today if you were in the Monetize Your Mind session, like this is your last chance. Today's your last day to get those. But you can have a subscription for as long as you want, cancel at any time. You actually have your own billing option in there. So when you sign up, you can go in and cancel after a month. You can upgrade, you can downgrade, all of it. So you can budget accordingly. Yeah. Yeah. Let's see. If they aren't posting jobs and recruiters are just looking for real people to bring into a company, it almost feels like job search is out of your hands. Can you speak to that? Oh my gosh, Brittany, yes. It's not out of your hands. So here's why job boards are dying. Because companies get so many people who are unqualified post applying to their jobs, and now they have to sort through. Ever heard the phrase needle in a haystack? That's what every recruiter's been saying lately. To find the actual candidate from the 10,000 that applied online is finding the needle in the haystack, and I don't have time for it. Meanwhile, LinkedIn has greatly enhanced the algorithm, the AI algorithm that they use to find people. So you actually do have it in your hands in 2 ways, which we teach inside the program. First, Brittany, is the 7-day visibility jumpstart is immediately going to increase the number of recruiters that see you. Because we're going to show you what it takes for the algorithm to want to put you in their search results. So you do have control. You have control over getting seen in the algorithm, but there are things you have to do on LinkedIn to make that happen. The second thing is that once you learn and get this set up, we teach you to back channel. So we teach you how to identify companies that you know would hire for your skill set and back channel to people that work at the organization through LinkedIn. There's a certain series of things that we teach you to do with respect to following the company and connecting with the people that gamifies the algorithm so that you show up in the recruiter search results. And I'm going to be honest, I'm not going to tell you the rest of that because that's our secret sauce. But you have way more control. Think of it this way. Would you like to go job shopping? Would you like to identify the employers you'd like to work for, reach out and get them to want to interview you? Of course you would. You actually have control over that. But there are a series of things you need to learn to do that no one ever taught you. And it starts with getting visible on LinkedIn first, which you got the 7-day PDF. You can do it on your own if you want, or you can come in and go through our training and get that going. And then we show you back channeling and connecting and how you put it together and get visible to the companies you want to work for, right? You have way more control than you realize. It's actually a competitive advantage because there are millions of job seekers out there that are totally clueless and are going to spend the next 9 months applying on job boards before they figure out that doesn't work. The fact that you signed up for Monetize Your Mind means you're already past that point. You're like, I know that doesn't work. I've got to find something different. And there is something different that gives you more control. The cool thing about it, Brittany, is that once you learn how to do this, better opportunities are knocking on your door. And then all you're doing is going, well, I'm just going to keep creating my voice, my pro voice, and putting my pro voice in my LinkedIn feed. It's like brushing my teeth every day. I'm going to get up. I'm going to post twice a day. I'm going to sit down one day a week for an hour, come up with 10 posts. I'm going to post. And with our strategy and the right information, you're going to stay visible. And it's like an asset. It just gets you more and more visible over time. So you get the opportunities coming in. Takes a while to get up and running, but once you're there, you're in maintenance mode, right? You're a business. You need to constantly market your business, but there's a very easy way to do that and then have the business coming to you. Yeah. Does that make sense? All right. When we swap out the keywords, do we have to also shut off the searching and then turn it back on, or just updating the headline will allow the algo? You just update the keywords. You don't need to shut the searching on or off, Lewis. Nope. Is reaching out to the hiring person or HR person worth doing? Don't bother with HR anymore. Everybody's going to HR and they don't do it. You can reach out to the hiring manager. Our tip is to teach you how to reach out to people that work in the department. What we show you how to do is actually how to reach out to people in the department. There's a very specific way you reach out to them and what you say to them that makes them check out your profile and forward it to the hiring manager without you asking. Yeah, we've perfected the text in the process for you to go to those people, and then they look at you and they like you and they forward you to the hiring manager. Yeah. GT, I had the WIG premium membership for months. Now I have the standard membership. Is Pro Voice separate and additional? Yeah. Okay. So Pro Voice, no. We already have Pro Voice now in the WED standard. You now have access to the 7-day visibility challenge. You should start there, my friend. And I go live 2 times a week. I do Pro Voice Masterclass on Wednesdays, and we record them. So if you can't attend live, you can watch them. And then I do UVA optimization class on Thursdays. You have access to all of those as a standard member. So it's already been built into standard. Pro Voice Elite is separate, and it's where you work with me, where I build it with you personally. All right. I do private office hours twice a week for my elite members. They get signed, they get on my podcast. We promote them across our platforms. These are people who are like, hey, I don't just want to get a job. I am a brand. I'm an executive. I'm a brand. I want multiple income opportunities like you do, JT. Right. So people who want to do what I do in their executive career, that's what we have in that program. There's 70 people in that program right now. We've already signed 23 people to the agency. And by that, I mean, they come in, I work with them. And when I know they're ready to be signed, we start to distribute them. And that's all included with when you work with me in the elite program. But for the vast majority of you, standard or premium is fine because you have access to new Pro Voice materials, the Pro Voice classes. We have a content class for you. We have all the classes you need to learn Pro Voice in the standard and premium. And the big difference is premium gives you unlimited coaching support. So yeah, you're all set there. I'm so glad you're a member. Cool. All right. Oh, I'm so glad the questions are coming in. Let me tell you, this was very frustrating technology. Like I said, everyone kept telling me that Mercury was in retrograde and that's why everything was going south this week. And I have to say, I'm like now a believer because dang, if it could go wrong, it did this week for me. But I'm here. They say, you got to break down to break through. I am here. I'm not leaving until all your questions are answered about Pro Voice. Because look, folks, obviously, I want you to join us. I want you to see it as an investment in your future. I do. And I understand we're not for everybody. But no one else, I can say this with such confidence. I'm not being cocky. I can say this with 100% confidence. No one else is teaching this. Not the way we are. I have been doing this for years, right? I have been using my own Pro Voice for years. I have been, for the last 4 years, working with elite level people to build it out and prove it can be done. I wrote the book and published it on Amazon this year. Like, nobody has the knowledge that we have. Nobody has the partnership with subs that we have. Like, there's a reason they gave us ambassador status because they were like, wow, Work It Daily understands where the knowledge economy is going. So I just say that because you're going to get in there and love it. You're going to be surrounded by people who all want to learn something new, positive, who's saying, okay, yeah, the job market's bad. Yeah, everybody else is sad and depressed. Not us. We're going to do something about it. We're going to do something about it. We're going to turn this into an opportunity. And it is, folks, it's a $480 billion opportunity. And so anything I can do to make you want to try it for a month, especially with if you try it for 1 month, you get the UVA report. So you're going to unlock your UVA and you're going to get your LinkedIn profile review. I would love it. Let me ask you this. Has anybody here got their UVA results? Meaning, you know what your top 3 workplace personas are and your communication style? If you are someone here on the chat today who has those 4 elements, your top 3 workplace personas and your communication style, if you're willing to share it here along with your LinkedIn profile URL and the types of jobs you're interested in, I will show you what we do inside the program. I will open up and show you what we've built to help you. But I need a volunteer. So if you're a volunteer, if you're probably already a member and you have your UVA results, your LinkedIn profile URL, and the type of jobs you're interested in, who you want contacting you with type of work, put that in the chat and I'll show you something absolutely mind-blowing that we do inside the platform. If I show this to you today, you will understand why you should join us. So if I have anybody here, in the meantime, if you have questions, please post them. Because you can't tell me that it didn't make sense. Monetize your mind. Like, the data's there. I wasn't making any of that up. I had data point after data point to show you that we are going through a seismic shift right now. Work as we know it is completely shifting. Yeah, completely shifting. And now there's a chance to just like jump on it, and that's what you need to lead into. Yeah. So I'm excited. I'm excited to, we had obviously a lot of new members sign up this week, which is exciting. And they'll all kick off with me next week fresh, right? We have 5 live sessions next week. You can attend live or go to the recordings. The whole 7-day visibility jump starts in there that they can work through. I mean, it's awesome. Really, really awesome. All right. What else can I answer for you? Let's see. One quick question. Christina said they should match. Yeah. Okay, yeah, absolutely. Should your bullet points on your resume match your LinkedIn? Yeah, they have to be exactly the same. Do y'all know that? Recruiters look to see if your resume work history isn't identical on LinkedIn, you're suspect. That's one of the things that makes them think that you're lying. So your resume bullet points, what you have for job titles, like the whole work history section should be identical to what you have on LinkedIn. If it's not, you're suspect. Yeah. Awesome. All right. What else can I answer? Don't be shy. I see a ton of you on here, which is good. I'm so glad that you're here because, man, that was like work. The good news is this: starting next Tuesday, I'm going to start doing a live every Tuesday. I'm going to keep doing these Monetize Your Mind AMAs because I just think like we have to get out there and start making people understand like this tsunami of a change is coming. Like, they're just not going to be full-time jobs. Like, I'll show you a really great example. IBM laid off 8,000 people last year and replaced them with AI. 8,000 people. They're now hiring. They have 70 open roles. And there's probably, when I say open roles, it's like a type of position. And maybe in each role, 10 to 20. So they're hiring back up to 2,000 or 3,000 people, maybe 4,000. Okay. But all of those people are being hired back are like the cream of the crop. So it's half as many jobs as they had and at lower pay rates. They wiped out the salaries at a lower pay rate. That's happening everywhere. So what are you going to do? Where are your money income streams going to come from? You've got to learn to do it other ways. Yeah. Let's see. I have a LinkedIn newsletter with over 800 subscribers, one of whom is a CEO with a major Fortune 500 company. I've written over 200 articles, but like to monetize them. Can you help? Yeah. Okay. So first of all, that's a great 800 subscribers to your LinkedIn newsletter is awesome. I think the first thing we want to talk about, Susan, is how strong is your content? Where can we make your headline stronger, your content stronger, and your call to action? So your CTA on every single one of those should be message me your thoughts on this. Like, you should be inviting anyone that reads your article to message you with their answer or thought or idea. like not just comment, but message you, right? And that way you start training people to interact with you offline. But yeah, we could absolutely work on that. So, Susan, this would be kind of interesting. Like, let's do this. Can you? I don't have your LinkedIn URL offhand, but if you could pop your LinkedIn URL in here and tell me who your target audience is, like who are you trying to sell to? Tell me their job titles, and I'll show you what we can do with that. I have my UVA report, but in Word with screenshots. I can't paste it. Oh, I don't want you to paste it. I don't want your whole report. For Motra, I just want you the 3 workplace personas, right? Are you a builder, visionary, warrior? What are your 3? And your communication style. Are you an empathizer, energizer? I just need those 4 things total. I don't want the report. Just come in here and type empathizer, visionary, builder, like 3 workplace personas and the 1 style. And then if you give me your LinkedIn profile and the jobs you want, I'll show you how we do it. Okay. Brittany says, how would you best position yourself if you've been out of work for an extended period of time? Oh my gosh, you're like the person that we love to work with, Brittany, because it doesn't matter that you've been out of work. You didn't lose your knowledge. You didn't lose your expertise. That's exactly why you need to be posting. The way you show you're relevant is you start talking about things that are current. So in your case, we would put you through and say, okay, what kind of jobs does Brittany want? Let's look at her success from her LinkedIn. Let's look at the 5 content styles and the job titles that she wants. And let's build out a strategy of content that she should be utilizing in order to get visible. That's what we would build out for you. Yeah. So, Brittany, if you want to, if you want to share your LinkedIn URL and you want to tell me what type of job titles you're going after, I can show you what I mean. Yeah. You're trying to do more personal development training, teamwork, less healthcare. Yeah. Suddenly there's not a limit. So you want to do teamwork training, professional development training. Is there a certain area of expertise that you would speak about in that training, Susan? Can you be more specific there? Yeah, I'm happy to show you all. I'll bring it up. So it's taken 2 years to build. We built a special agent in ChatGPT called the Pro Voice Agent. And it's got 2 years worth of data in it in order for us to be able to help people conceptualize what they should post on LinkedIn, which they should talk about in interviews, how to optimize their UVA. Like we have all these prompts that we've built within this agent. And so we can take this information and then build you a very customized report of what you should do. And that's all inside the Work It Daily platform. Okay, communication between teams to improve performance. Okay, so Susan, I'm going to go find your LinkedIn profile and I'm going to show everybody like what we do. So let me go over there. Hold on 1 second. I'll show everybody. Because it's really, really powerful. I mean, this took us 2 years to build, and it's why our clients are doing so well on LinkedIn. Like we had a guy this week. It was really, really cool. Susan, do you have the S in your name? Susan Aslays. There you are. Found you. Okay. Hold on a sec. All right. I'm going to show everybody how this works. Okay. So I just took Susan's LinkedIn profile. Okay. And I PDF'd it so that I could put it into this very special chat. And then Susan said that she wants to get jobs focused on communication between teams to improve performance. Okay. So I'm going to set that up. And I'm going to tell my special agent here that I want it to review Susan's LinkedIn profile, right? Susan's LinkedIn profile. And come up with 10 LinkedIn article titles she should write so she can get the attention of decision makers who are looking for someone to help them with communication between teams to improve performance. Okay. Use the 5 content formats 2 articles for each style. All right, so this is, again, this has all been programmed into our platform, and now I'm going to show you what it came up with. It's pretty cool. Let me bring it up. So what we're doing here, folks, again, inside Work It Daily, we spent 2 years building an agent that lets us take your UVA, lets us take your LinkedIn profile, lets us take what you're working on and utilize it to figure out content strategy for you. We also can use it to figure out what you should talk about in job interviews about yourself. So it allows us to do all of this branding for you that you wouldn't have been able to otherwise do for yourself. Does that make sense? Okay. It's taking its sweet time here. I think it's just because I have so much open, it's struggling. Come on. See if it works this time. All right, here we go. So based on that, this is what our agent came up with. It's so cool. I don't know. I just think what we do is so amazing. So check this out. And Susan, I'll send this to you after the session so that you have it. Okay. All right, look what it came up with. So remember, we have 5 content formats that we teach you: then versus now, story time, right? Contrarian point of view, industry observation, listicle, right? Look how it automatically did that. And based on your LinkedIn profile and who you're going after, look at the titles it wants you to write. So one article it wants you to write, Susan, is then versus now: how healthcare teams communicated before versus after implementing strategic debriefs. Then versus now: why traditional leadership training falls short in high stress environments. Story time: the day a team finally spoke up and what it taught me about unlocking performance. What a 20% drop in ED wait times taught me about cross-team collaboration. Stop telling teams to communicate more. It's the wrong advice. Why resilience training alone won't fix burnout or improve team performance. The silent killer of healthcare team performance: misaligned communication across disciplines. What a 4,000 plus coached healthcare professionals have taught me about performance under pressure. 5 communication frameworks that every healthcare leader should master. 7 signs your team is struggling with communication and how to fix them before performance suffers. Do you see that? Look, we built that. That's the next 10 articles you should write. And then we can show you how to build them out and what your call to action should be so that it works. Does that make sense to everybody? Susan, does that make sense? Yeah, pretty fun. Like, that's how you have to pivot, folks. We can take all the guesswork out of it for you, but you have to come in, you have to unlock your UVA. We have to get your LinkedIn profile optimized. Susan's been with us, so she has her LinkedIn profile optimized correctly. That's why I could work with her. And then once you have these tools set the way we know they work, we're able to use our agent to assist you. Yeah. Very, very cool. Yep. I love it. So I know it is so freaking cool, isn't it? I like, so we do live sessions during the week, and I do these all the time in the live sessions because our clients in Work It Daily come and they have their UVA report ready, they have their LinkedIn profile ready. So we just sit on these live sessions. I do the reports for them and we talk about them, and then I give them the link so that they can go download it. Yeah, I know, right, Ron? That's what I'm saying. No one's teaching this. You're not going to get this anyplace else. Nobody's giving you this. We have been building it. And it works. Like, we had a client this week. His name's Christopher. He started doing content, learned the content guardrails, and finally did video this week. He graduated to video. He did 5 videos this week. Okay. Video a day. He laughed. He was like, my gosh, first time it took me 85 tries. We were joking about it, but now he got the hang of it. He literally, the 5th video he posted, a CEO saw it, messaged him and said, I need to talk to you. That's the exact problem we're having. He came to class just to tell me that. Like, it works, folks. But the problem is, I have people all the time like come to me on social media and they'll be like, JT, you're a liar. I post all the time and it's not working. And then I go over and look what they post and I'm like, there's no consistency. There's no relevancy. You're not using the frameworks. Nothing about what you're talking about makes sense. You're not being found. Like, yes, folks, I tell you to post, but please don't post if you don't have a strategy, right? Like, that would be like having an apple and going on a street and asking people if they want to buy an apple, and everybody on the street wants to buy oranges. How successful are you going to be? Like, yes, you need to post, but if you're not posting the right thing in the right way, it's not going to work. And that's what we take the guesswork out of in Work It Daily. It's not Louis, Lewis, it's not a plugin. We're not going to give it to you. It's something we do with you because we built. So I don't know how much you all understand about large language models, right? LLMs. So when you spend 2 years feeding a custom chat GPT so that it can do this, we're able to create that for you. So we're not going to just give it to you because it's not how it works. Yeah. But you'll be able to eventually access and be able to utilize a version of it only inside Work It Daily. But for now, we do it with you. That's why we have the live sessions. Yeah. Pretty cool. Or the coaches, or like if you're in my elite program, I do it for you. Literally, I build it for you. So if that's an elite, yeah, but you can still come to class during the week with a standard or premium membership, and we'll do this with you there. But you got to unlock your UVA. You got to update your LinkedIn profile. You got to do the 7-day visibility jumpstart. That's 7. And by the way, the 7-day visibility jumpstart, you can do it in a day. We just broke it out for people that like only want to do a little bit each day. But anyone that joined today, like you could all get in here today and probably do the entire 7-day visibility today or over the weekend and then come back next week. You don't have to do it over 7 days. It's not that intense. We made it simple. But that is the place that everyone has to start because that's where you unlock your UVA. That's where you update your LinkedIn profile the way we know you need to do it. That's where you identify the kinds of companies or opportunities that you want, right? And that's where you identify the pain points. Like we take you through what you need to structure so that we can start to do this for you. Yeah. Could I use this platform to help me pivot from corp? Yes. I mean, that is it Bowie Baldy? That's exactly why I built it. Like if you watch Monetize Your Mind, I want you, fine, I get that people need a full-time job right now, but I want you the moment you get that job to be like, I'm going to figure out how to get out of this. I'm going to use my mind. I'm going to monetize my mind. Work It Daily is going to teach me the ways to do this. Like, for example, I showcased in the training yesterday or this week something called subs, right? We're an ambassador to subs. We are building, and there will be a class inside my platform where we just teach you how to monetize with that, how to become like, okay, $8 a month, you can ask a question and I'll answer you via text. And okay, I want to sell a PDF for $29. Like we're going to show you how to do that on that platform because that platform is going to end up having millions and millions of people on it, which could become your customers. So yes, but you're not going to be able to use subs if you don't understand your UVA and how to brand yourself, which is why you get in, you do the visibility jumpstart, then we start teaching you about that. Yes, that's what I want. I want you to diversify your income. I want every single person on here not reliant on corporate America anymore. One job is very unsafe because every job is temporary. And the moment you lose that job, if you have no other income streams, what do? You start burning your savings. So why wouldn't we? Okay, everyone come into Work It Daily now. Let's get you rehired. Let's go get you jobs that aren't public, that aren't on job boards. Okay, let's help you get hired. And then the moment you've got that, let's show you how to scale yourself. That's what we're doing inside Work It Daily. Yeah. 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 No, I like the fact that you knew to ask that is genius because you see what I'm talking about. Well, if I can build this brand and I can use it successfully to get hired for jobs that aren't even publicly posted, if I can get recruiters knocking on my door, so now I'm the business and they're coming to me. How else could I do that? What other places could I monetize that? That's what we're talking about here. Yeah. Yeah. Cool. I'll show you something really fun too. Let me show you another one. Use Susan's and her empathizer communication style to identify. Hold on a second. Top 10 things she should talk about. All right, I'm going to show you. Susan, I'm going to use you as an example here. So I was able to take her info because I already have it in the Pro Voice and ask it, what should the top 10 things that she should talk about in interviews. So one of the things that we teach you is you need to, in interviews, talk about yourself authentically, accurately, right? But also with your VA, like what you value about yourself, because that's what you need to market. You don't want to sell that you're going to do things that you don't want to do. You want to sell the things you want to do, but you want to make them sound valuable. Does that make sense to everybody? Like if I absolutely love apples and I want to sell apples, I need to know how to sell apples in a way that people want to buy the apples that I'm excited about. That's what we teach you here. So with somebody like Susan, where she's been through our program and she has a well-optimized LinkedIn profile, and I know a little bit about her, and I know she's an empathizer, I can then run it through this system and it can tell me what she should be talking about in interviews. Let me just show you what I mean. So I just ran it, and here's what it said. Here's the top 10 things Susan should talk about in interviews. Her empathy-driven leadership style. Her proven experience coaching over 4,000 professionals. Her transforming high-stress teams through debriefs. Building programs that reduce stress and improve outcomes. Creating communication frameworks that bridge complexity. Her ability to align multidisciplinary teams. Her track record of culture change. Personal development plus wellness expertise. Her success in patient and family advocacy. And her core philosophy of turning challenges into interview opportunities. And it gives her explanations of why. How many of you here would like to know what you should be talking about in a job interview so that you're marketing the right things? We do that inside Work It Daily. Yeah. Can I move between WIDs? Yes. Yep. You can upgrade and downgrade as needed inside the platform. Yeah, it's got a whole billing feature that allows you to do that. And you can cancel at any time too. I love this one. Audra, I can attest I joined WID at the beginning of the month. I started working on my LinkedIn visibility and I've seen tremendous growth in my profile and gained several connections, right? Yeah, it's like LinkedIn doesn't even teach this stuff. And I know because I've talked to them. I'm like, why don't you teach people how to use it? And they're like, we don't think it's our job to teach you how to use it. Our job is just to build this platform for you. It's on you to figure out how to use it. I'm like, okay. Yes, Susan. You absolutely could put these videos in a McCoy reel. Like those 100%. Those 10 articles that we just talked about, those are also 10 videos that you should do. Yep. And for those of you that don't know what McCoy is an app. It's a mobile app. You can get it free on Android or on iPhone. It's an app we teach you to use and Work It Daily. And it allows you to upload a job description. It'll tell you what videos to record. You record the videos with a teleprompter and a script. It puts those videos in a unique URL, and you can send the URL to a hiring manager. So you don't have to put the videos out publicly, but you literally can send a set of videos answering questions that you know that hiring manager would want to hear you answer by URL. And when they open it, the URL, you get an email notification so you know they looked at it. That's the McCoy app. It's called MCCOY. It's purple triangle, McCoy. It's amazing. Absolutely amazing. And now, by the way, for those of you that are on here that have McCoy, it'll now match you to jobs. So you can go into that app. It asks you some questions. The AI asks you questions. It builds a profile of you, and then it goes and finds jobs that you're a match for. And then it helps you build the videos so that you can send the link to the job. All in the McCoy app. Yeah. And we teach you inside Work It Daily how to build your brand so that then you can go on this app. Hold on. Very good. All right. So here's the thing. I'm going to put it in the chat. You're all going to get an email today, a reminder. Today's the last day. You get UVA report and a LinkedIn profile review. A LinkedIn profile review is when we record a video of your LinkedIn profile, and we tell you top to bottom what's wrong and what to fix. Okay. And then you're inside our program and we help you fix it. So all of those are bonus materials. The quarterly discounts, which are huge. If you sign up for a quarterly membership, again, you can cancel. Those are absolutely key. That's all today, right? It's time sensitive. It's a special offer because you signed up for Monetize Your Mind. So if you're on the fence, try us for a month, right? Although the quarterly discounts are so huge that why not give yourself 3 months in the program to give this a try? What do you have to lose at this point is really the question, except maybe doing the same thing and not getting any results. Why not learn something different? Why not come be part of a supportive community with a bunch of like-minded people? Like, it's so lonely to be trying to solve this for yourself, but you don't have to be lonely. You can be part of a private group, learning something new, getting actual results, celebrating your wins together, and building a skill set that you're going to need for the rest of your life. I think I really need to emphasize that. This is not a one and done temporary thing. This is the rest of your life. Job boards are going away, away. They don't work for employers anymore. So, to the earlier point that Brittany asked, how will we look for work? You're going to take control of it. You're a brand. You're going to market that brand to attract customers. That is your new normal. End of story. And LinkedIn is the primary vehicle for doing that. So come in, let us help you with all of that. Then let us show you how to find other ways to make money, right? We are the platform that's going to teach you how to take full control of your income security, because there is no such thing as job security, but income security, that's a thing. All right. Yeah. And again, start standard or premium. I understand. You know, elite really is for that executive that is like, okay, like I am going to crush this brand. I want board seats. I want fractional work. I want to be able to knock on the door of C suites. Like I really want to make multiple income streams. I want to, sell, my knowledge like in unique ways. Like these people, that's who I work with in elite. And that's not everybody. You don't have to be that. You can come in because I'm also in standard and premium. I'm also in that side with you all week long with live sessions, giving you all the same resources. And someday, like a lot of people start in standard and premium, and then eventually are like, "Oh, I get it now. I'm so in, and I want elite." Great, then you'll upgrade to elite when the time comes. But we're never going to oversell you something. It's why we have different levels, right? You get to pick what's going to work for you. But why wouldn't you give it a try? One of the most common things we hear, because I get it, a lot of people have bought info products before, whatnot, in this format, and then they get really disappointed. And one of the most common things we hear is people go, "Oh, this is nothing like I thought it was. There's so much more here than I thought." And so this is why we're doing live sessions like this. This is why starting next week, I'll be live every week, just showing you what we do inside this program. And I'm telling you, you're eventually going to do it. And then I had one woman, she was like so angry with herself. She waited 18 months. 18 months before joining us, and she was like, "I'm just depressed that I denied myself this for 18 months. Like I knew I should have joined you. I just wasted 18 months of my life looking for a job and getting nothing. And now I'm in here." And I'm like, "Okay." And we're showing her how to back channel. We're showing her how to unlock her UVA, right? We're showing her how to build out her brand. It's really exciting, and she feels confident again. She was really doubting herself, like, what's wrong with me? If any of you have ever said, what's wrong with me? There's nothing wrong with you. You're just invisible. There's nothing wrong with you. No one can see you. That's what we're going to fix with this program. That's it. Cool. I love it. Are there any other questions? Did I answer them all? Yes, I hope. Did I get them all? I'm just trying to check and see if I missed any. I think I got them all. I'm so glad we figured out the tech and that you all are here. Yeah. Awesome. Fantastic. Okay. Well, you guys are the best. Thank you for your patience and for spending this time with me. If you still have more questions, you can message our support team. It was in every email. We're happy to answer them for you. But I do hope you give us a try. I really do. You're going to have a lot of fun in our program if you decide to join. Cool. Okay. All right, I'm going to sign off. Everybody have a really lovely weekend, and I hope I see a ton of you in my live sessions next week. Okay? All right. Take care, folks. Be good to yourselves. All right. Bye-bye.